Well, the episode was really good. I extremely liked the intro of it, and with all the rings, so I'm guessing they are now the new Miraculous, however, it was made. Another thing I really liked was the fact that they started from the very beginning, meaning they started from where we exactly left off. Because as we all know, all of the Miraculous viewers know, is that the show makes us angry. That's without a doubt. We love the show, but we love it with a hatred. But I'm very extremely happy that they decided to start off with where we left off at the end of season 4, because I would have been extremely annoyed and pissed off if that wasn't the case. And I'm I think it overall it was very good, and although it was really good, obviously there was some flaws as well within it. I First of all, we kind of get the parallel, which although was kind of cringy, it was kind of good at the same time. I like how the Kwamis are still trying to persuade Gabriel, but obviously that was no use. And the whole fact and the overall of the episode where not Gabriel, it's about the time Miraculous, which I figured that would have been the case because that's the most powerful one besides Miraculous of creation and destruction, and the new suits which lead them on. Uh, Extremely liked Monarch's, which is what is named now. Monarch's new suit costume looks really good. So there's one positive. And also, same as you can see with Cat Noir's when he gets the Bunny Miraculous, that looked really really awesome as well. And now onto the actual flaws, which I was saying. I keep on forgetting, but there's so many things which. Well, one thing is I do like is the fact that we get a good recap, and it's funny how we see different angles of something we've already seen. And I'm also kind of curious. Okay, when we see Gabriel or Monarch going back to uh Lady Wi-Fi, that kind of remind me another way how piss taking the show was when Alia or Lady Wi-Fi could have just take the earrings off. And I felt like obviously this was like years later, the show, but I felt like so I can like obviously forgive that they're doing that. But I felt like when Lady Wi-Fi showed, that could have been a good sneak peek, even though it was seasons later. But I think I can forgive them for that. I don't mind the fact that they didn't do anything like that. But all I'm saying is that could have been a good sneak peek. But oh well. And the next part, when Monarch literally makes a illusion to obviously shield, I felt like it would have been much more smarter for him to maybe just go into another borough and maybe change things. But then again, obviously, Bunnix would have found out with that either way. But that could have been the smartest idea. But Miraculous tends to not really have much smart. I felt like it would have been really, really good if, because obviously, Monik goes into that one borough, which includes the fact where they when they go in the sewers and they could have almost revealed their identity. I think it would have been even more interesting if the identity has been revealed, but obviously Bunix will make everything forget about that. So on to the next part, when they go to another borough and they ended up getting stuck in the time when Master Fu comes. I am really, really happy we got a chance to see Master Fu, even if it was only for that specific moment. And I felt like, even though, okay, it was really, really good, I would have liked to hear or get more into the scene of what was going on in that time where they are literally being, well, Master Fu is being chased and with the box and everything. So I felt like getting more of the scene, like what was exactly happening times prior before that, would have been really, really good to see. Unfortunately, I'm sad that we didn't really get to see that. Or if there was, I know it sounds stupid when I said while I was reacting that, oh, maybe the Hawkmoth of the past or something like that, or whoever had the Miraculous at the time, but that was still great. Gabriel, I'm pretty sure. And we don't know much about that beside, because it was a whole time skip between when Master Fu lost the Miraculous and Gabriel who has the Miraculous now. Besides that, there could have been someone before Gabriel who had it or something like that. We are not completely sure. I felt like that would be a good twist people can add. Like Gabriel could have got it off someone else or stole it off someone else. But yeah, I enjoyed that they had the, recaps and seeing it through different angles, which was hilarious. Like literally just falling while Alia and Nino were literally just kissing. So that was kind of funny. Another thing that interests me was Alex. Obviously, she being Bunix is a major thing now, and a lot of things to consider. One of the fact being Alex's father already knowing everything, which is kind of cool, but with the concept of time, it's really confusing at the same time. But I guess I can roll with that. I find that actually really amazing and wholesome. Now, I've got a few questions. A few questions I want to know about now, which is referring to Alex. Now that Alex will keep the Bunix Miraculous and will be there for a very, very long time, obviously seeing that not even future, because we've seen the pictures that Alex's father has shown, and she's all grown up, but still be sending pictures, meaning she's still in there during that time. So she's going to be there for a long time. What I want to know is, a few of my questions lead to her now is, will Alex be coming back to school? I mean, if you think about it, I understand why, while making Miraculous, they will make Alex's father aware of this, because if Alex was to not return to school, because she's going to be staying in the borough for probably a long time, but now, since Alex's father already knows, it's an easier way for her to also be out of school, or say that she is now being homeschooled, quote unquote, or make some type of lie to get her out of school. So it's a smart thing why the creators of Miraculous would actually want the father to already know. It's a good concept, and I think that is what is going to happen, since I'm pretty sure Alex won't be returning to school, and maybe in the next episode that is what's going to happen, and maybe we will actually get to see that. Now the next part, Natalie. Oh, Natalie, I absolutely love her for what she did at the end of the episode, but let's wait for till we get to that actual point. But obviously, her idea was the best. It's just Gabriel who wasn't really listening at that part. And we can see, obviously, in the episode where Gabriel obviously handing Emily, that's the first time we actually see that within the borough. And I agree with Natalie when she says that she was the reason. No, not she. That I basically agree with what Natalie said, because it's the truth. Gabriel has been fighting over a ladybug and Cat Noir so much that he's forgot his actual goal, his actual inspiration, his actual mission. Maybe he's paranoid, I get that, but still, it isn't really a good excuse. And he literally, all he had to do was drop that USB drive. That's all he had to do, but he was too busy with being paranoid, I guess. And honestly, besides that, and during that time, you can see how pissed off Gabriel is, which is obviously somewhat understanding. And I'm just gonna say this: although we probably all hate Gabriel, the time when he was actually in that past with Emily, I found that wholesome. I really liked that. That was really cute. I ain't gonna deny that. What's really concerning though, what's really concerning to me and what's really catching my eye is at the end of the scene. So we know when Natalie was slaying how she is and popping off and screaming at Gabriel, which we all loved and we all had to agree with that. But I don't care what people say. I actually love that scene a lot. What is really going in my head right now while seeing at the end of it is why when Gabriel comes through the borough at the first time and um telling Natalie that to feed the creatures, the Kwamis. First of all, what's going through my head is, okay, why did you forget when he was shouting at the Kwamis? I'm like, why doesn't he know, like, doesn't he supposed to feed? He's supposed to feed Nuru, right? So how does he? How does he not know? He has to know, right? So that really confuses me. That I'm like, how do you not know that? Because you literally need to feed Nuru. What is Nuru eating? But okay, as much as besides that, the main concern for me is, I know I've been saying that, but the actual main concern is when he returns to Natalie and Natalie goes to feed him, we constantly see throughout that episode is that Lila is looking at Natalie through that glass. So wouldn't she be able to see when Gabriel came back? And wouldn't she be able to see the Kwamis as well? Which also makes me think that maybe in the future Leela will most likely be the new Hawkmoth based on Time Tagger. But that makes the most logical sense to me. That's what I think personally is what's going to happen. Because we see Leela literally going, and the glass, we could see the glass through like that. But besides that, overall, I think the episode was really good. I really enjoyed it. I think it was a good way to recap as well in certain episodes what happened. Now I feel like every other episode, because this one was just based on the Time Miraculous, I think further episodes will be each episode for a specific Miraculous to get back. And how this will end, I am not sure. But one thing I do hope, which I hope will happen, even though it most likely won't happen, or if it does happen, they end up forgetting everything. But I hope they actually remember their identities. Or not remember, reveal their identities and start dating. But from what I've heard, everything has swapped around. Besides that, All I know is that this season everything has swapped around. I don't want to know anything more than that. No spoilers, please. No one spoiled what. Besides what everything that I've heard currently right now is one, the not love triangle, love square has swapped around, and that Leela's wearing a wig, which I don't know how that comes to be or reveal. Besides that, there's nothing really else that I know. Um, no spoilers, please. I swear, if I see one spoiler, I'm turning all the comments off. But yeah, overall, I think I really loved it. I enjoyed the video, and hopefully, we'll get a similar one. I hope the next videos will be good as well. I don't think they'll be as good as this episode because this one was about the time Miraculous and it was crazy and all over the place, metaphorically and literally, and literally as well. So yeah, that's all for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Next will be the next episode episode 2 of season 5 on Miraculous, so stay tuned for that. But until then, stay cool, stay chill. Peace.